Hey there, Papa's Posse. Don't forget about that QR code. Take you to my eBay, YouTube, and Instagram page. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Once again, it's time for Papa's Comic Books, Coffee, and more. Okay, today we got a special reading, Captain Savage and his Battlefield Raiders, guest starring Sergeant Fury. This book, number 11, was 12 cents back in 1969. Title of the story is Death of a Leatherneck. It's by Gary Friedrich and Dick Ayers. Now, don't forget, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, tell me what you thought about it, ring that bell. As you can see, it's a little worn, but it's from 1969, which makes it 54 years old? 55 years old, something like that. Here we go. Death of a Leatherneck. That should cover everything, so all I can say is that I hope you meatheads remember what you've been told. If you let Savage and his leathernecks show you up, you'll have me to deal with when you return. Oh, don't lay it on so thick, Sam. We ain't ever let you down yet. We'll be into that castle and have your scientists rescued before the skipper and his men can get out of their frogman suits. No battle mag buff. You have an accident ally picked up a copy of the morning mag. But if we have to tell you who the guest stars are, oh well. Here we go. But now that we've given you a sneak preview, here we are. No matter how tough our mission is, it can't be as bad as what they've been putting us through here. Oh, I would drink to that, except that I haven't seen strength to lift a glass. Knock it off and save your energy. Our 30-day training session will be over tomorrow, and we've all managed to live through it. But I've got a hunch it's going to seem like nursery school when we compare it to the job they're going to send us on. Captain, if I thought that were true, I'd just shoot myself right here and now. After the 12 hours a day we've been putting in here, the invasion of Tokyo would be a milk run for us. Nah, you're all just a bunch of mama boys and just can't take it when the going gets rough. I'm blasted near old enough to be your old man, Baker, and I could go out and train another 12 hours right now. You better be able to, Sergeant, and so had all of you. I planned to give you a full day off, but now our schedule has been advanced to the point where it isn't possible. I want your men in my office for a briefing in 10 minutes. For 2 cents, I'd just desert. I'm getting me a belly full of being treated like a blasted animal. I share your sentiments, Chief. Do you realize that I have not had a date in nearly 8 weeks? My heart bleeds for you, LaRoque. If you wasn't thinking about dames all the time, I just might make a Marine out of you. What are you, Sarge, some kind of masochist? I've never seen a man who loves to be punished the way you do. Still, at each other's throats, are you, mates? Well, I always appreciate good, friendly company. Harrison, what in blazes brings you in here? Don't tell me you're in on the caper, too. Anything you say, Captain, but I'm sure busting me buttons to let you know that I am. That tears at first they'll tell us we got to saddle up with a bunch of dog faces, and now they're blaming off the blasted Aussie misfit on us. It's like the brass is trying to handicap us something. Anybody knows the Marines don't need any help. I'd be happy to go along with that. I would, but my commanding officer don't feel that way about it. And neither does Sergeant Yates. The mission you men are about to embark upon is one of the most deadly ever assigned to a combat unit. And the outcome of the entire war may fall well hinged on whether or not you are successful. When something means that much, we can't allow one man's pride to louse it up. Now, if that is perfectly clear to the sergeant, we'll get down to telling you men how you can save the world. And a few hours later, the mission is underway. Okay, man, this is it. In 15 minutes, we'll be rowing ashore. Just to make sure everything's clear, let's get over it. Let's go over it a last time. Right, Captain. When we hit shore, we may or may not be spotted. One way or the other, it's our job to reach the castle. And clear the path to these howling commandos can enter it and rescue the scientist. Once we reach the castle, we're to stay outside and wait for the howlers to return. No matter what happens, we're not to enter the castle. Check. Now let's get to the escape hatch and concentrate on doing our job well. It's up to the howlers to hold up their end of the deal. Well, you bird-brained bozos, we got to get moving. You all know I don't like the idea of having to follow somebody in any more than you do. But that's how the brass figured it. So all we can do is hope they're right. I don't think we'll have too much trouble, Sarge. I've seen Savage's men fight, and they're good. They'll see it to it that we get to the castle in one piece. They blamed, well, better, because we're sure as shooting going to have our hands full when we get moving. Stowy, old walrus, the gum flapping time is over. Just remember that the name of the game is follow the leader. Now dig out. Then moments later, the USS Seawolf cuts the surface of the warm Pacific waters and prepares to unleash her deadly cargo on this hopefully unsuspecting Japanese stronghold. Good luck, Skipper, and be sure and clear a wide trail for us. Will do, Fury. You just make sure you get inside and bring back the scientist for us. It seems odd that all of us should have to risk our lives to save a defector. But the brass claims he's on the verge of developing a nuclear bomb of some sort. I guess Washington's afraid he'll do it and give it to the Nips before we can develop one. That must be it, okay? It don't make any difference why we went over to the Nips. The only thing that counts is getting it away from them. And that we'll do. Vroom! Keep your heads down. We can't afford to lose any of you. I'll take care of the bastard Nips. I'll take care of the blasted Nips. Keep bearing down on them. Another few seconds and there will be range of our torpedoes. Prepare torpedoes for launch. Get me a stinking shell up here. A miserable swabby. If they get close enough to torpedoes us, we can kiss this tub goodbye. Go on and get to the rafts. If they nail the sub, you might still get away. I'll catch up to you if my luck holds out. She's just about ready to fire, Sergeant. You heard what the man said. Pile into the raft and shove off. If we can move out fast enough, we can still complete the mission, no matter what happens to the Seawolf. Nick knows what he's doing, you clowns, so pile aboard and let's get out of here. If he has any trouble, I'll swim back after him. I got her in my sights, but I gotta time it just right. Have to be sure I'm within range. If I miss, there won't be a time for a second shot. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Just a couple of seconds more. Come on, Fury. There ain't no margin for error. Torpedoes ready for launching, sir. Stand by to launch torpedoes. That's like a Japanese ship. Now, boom, boom, bang, wahoo! He did it. But then, with Furies, nothing's impossible. Keep rowing, you lunkheads. Every nip within 1,000 miles knows we're here now. I'll swim over and latch on. Now get them oars swinging. They spotted us on shore, all right, and they're opening up on us with everything they've got. Dig those oars in deeper. If we don't make sure in a hurry, that artillery will cut us to ribbons. Hold back. Our orders are to land after the raiders get into the jungle. Gotcha, Corp. I say, here comes the Sarge. Well, stop beating your chops about it and pull me out of the drink. Welcome aboard, Nick. I was beginning to wonder if you wasn't getting too old for us to such a long swim. It too that or too ugly for a Lady Jack to keep smiling on. Shut up. Save the wisecracks for your next guest shot on the Jack Benny show. We're still out of the range of those nip shore guns, but the skipper's raft ain't. So I just keep your eyes glued on it and pray they get ashore somehow. There's no way we can make it. The raft is sitting duck for those nip guns. But we got to reach the shore before they have time to send troops down. That means there's just one thing we can do. We'll have to swim the rest of the way. Everybody overboard. And off they go. Come on and swim for it. There's no way to dodge those shells. We'll be lucky if half of us make the beach, but we have to try. Don't sweat it, Captain. Doing the impossible is the Marine Corps specialty. Oh, I got a cramp in my leg. I can't move. Hang on, Yates. I'm coming. I'll tow you in. No, I ain't worth the risk. Hightail on without me. Forget it, Leatherneck. The cramping will go away, and I'm going to need every man I got when we hit the beach. Now, just relax, and we'll both make it, God willing. You talk to me into a captain, and I'll make it as easy for you as I can. Well, at least all the others have made it, and we're far too close to quit now. How's that leg, Yates? I'll live, Captain, at least until we make the sand. If I can't walk by then, you'll just have to leave me behind. Start shaking that leg, Yates. You got to work that cramp out of it. The rest of you, move up that beach. They'll mow us down like flies if we don't get into the jungle. Get him rolling, Captain. I think the cramp's easing up. We've made it this far. No reason why we can't go to the rest of the way. Yeah. That's it. Move, move, move. A moment's hesitation get you killed. Don't sweat it on my part. The old leg's just about as good as new. As a matter of fact, it is as good as new. I'm on my own now. Best news I've heard all day. Now just dig for all you're worth, because I hear another shell rocketing in overhead. Come on, Cap, you can make it. Dive, dive. Vroom. You did it, Captain. You made it. That was a little too close for comfort, Captain. That it was. Their artillery was pulverizing us. It was as if it's gonna be that rough for the rest of the way. We might as well give it up. In a pig's eye, we'll give it up. We've got a job to do, and we'll do it, even if most of us die in the process. Now just keep your complaints to yourself and get ready to fight your way through the mile of jungle, because we're heading on like it or not. No matter what happens, we'll keep moving forward until we reached our objective. Okay, let's go, Leathernecks. One thing about the captain, he don't know what it means to quit when you're ahead. I cannot argue that point with you, but it is miraculous that we have made it this far. Right you are, mates, but you can bet your boomerangs it won't keep going that way. Could be, but my luck's held out this long, so I don't guess I got any choice but to hope it keeps holding out. Well, all I can say is it's a bloomin' good thing you got faith in Lady Luck. 'Cause you mark my word, before this caper's over, some bloke's luck is gonna run out. Uh-oh. Ah, you're just too... Oh, Mon Dieu, little bear has been hit. We can see that, Frenchman. Just help me get him stretched out. It's my shoulder. Feels like a knife's cutting into it. In two. That's just what it is, sport. But I think you'll live through it. Just grit your teeth like a big boy, and old Rolf will have it out in no time. Easy, Harrison. We can't afford to have him completely disabled. Oh, don't worry about that, Captain. I'll take more than a steel blade to keep me from fighting. I've been caught in bear hugs that hurt worse than this does. I got her. I did it. Wasn't in too deep, so I just slipped her right out. I'll cause him some pain. It'll cause him pain. But he'll be able to keep going. What do you think, Chief? Is it too bad for you to continue? Nah, as long as I don't look like at it, I'll be okay. But I just can't stand the sight of my own blood. Don't worry about that, Chief. I'll wrap her up so tight you'll never see a drop. I hope not, because I'd sure get embarrassed if I was to pass out smack in the middle of a fight. Knock it off and get that wound bound up. We've still got nearly a mile to cover before we reach the castle. Well, I wouldn't think of holding up the party, Captain. So let's get rolling. Okay, just move slowly and cautiously. We know the nips will hit us again, and when they do, we have to be ready for them. Now move out. I do not like this. I have this strange feeling that we're being watched. Of course we're being watched. This island is one of the most important outposts of the Japanese Empire. You don't think they're going to let us just walk in from here, do you? Oh, there they are. They're looking at them. I hardly think so, Private Baker, so hold up for a minute. It's just too blasted quiet. Even the birds seem to have been gagged for something. I can't help but feel we're walking into some sort of dirty trap. Death to the Yankee Devils! Look out! There's an ambush! Tick, 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 tick. We're in for it now, so give him everything you got. We've got to fight our way through this and onto the castle. It would appear the Japanese have never seen one of your American Tarzan movies, eh? Oof. This is no time for games, LaRoque. If somebody doesn't give me a hand, it's going to be goodbye Baker. Just a few more steps, and one of the Americans will be finished. He's thinking, hey, that fight's one-sided, all right. Enough already. And it sure don't need any help from you, Shorty. Boom, he hits him. Big thanks, Chief. That provided just the distraction I needed to finish off this half-baked samurai. I may not be any bigger than you creeps, but I guess you didn't know that Uncle Sam trains us to use every muscle we got to the greatest advantage. Well, the skipper's really got himself in soup this time. The poor jokers are outnumbered at least 5-1, but somehow they just got to fight their way through otherwise the whole blame mission goes smack down the drain. Besides, why don't you just jump out of the bushes and lend them all a hand? We ain't doing no good just sitting here. He on Quay Fanny's watch it. We could clean up those nips in no time, then let the skipper and his men move ahead of on it. Nothing doing, you southern fried hero. We got our orders, and we got no choice but to stick with them. We ain't to get tangled up in any shooting until the skipper's cleared the way to the castle. So all of you just lay still and keep your yappers shut. If I know the skipper, he'll come through. Keep your eyes open. The trees are full of snipers. Watch it, Captain. With this many nips around, you just can't watch everywhere at once. Yeah, giddy up, Nipsey. Woo! Thanks for the warning, Stone, but you don't look like much of a bet to ride out of the clock. So I hope you won't mind if I corral your bronc. Ooh. Now, come on in advance. We have to keep moving forward in spite of the odds. We've been stopped in our tracks too long already. We can't spare another second. Move, move, move. I believe we'll be doing just that, Captain, with a little help from the flamethrower I picked up off a sleeping nip. Well, don't just stand there, man. Turn it on and blaze a path for us. Ain't anything you say, Captain. Yeah, retreat, retreat. Look at them running like a pack of dingoes they are. We got 'em where we want 'em. Now, Captain, it looks that way, but we haven't reached our destination yet, so keep that mechanical dragon breathing. I'll keep it pumping till she runs out of petrol, Captain, but it don't look like that'll be much problem, because the Nips don't have no knight in shining armor to put our dragon down. They don't. Let's hope you're right, Harrison. We can't be far from the castle now. You better pray we ain't, because my arm hurts so blasted bad I don't think I can hold out much longer. You can keep going as long as you have to. Injun, you're a Marine. We got it. Made. We do. This thing had a full tank of fuel when I picked her up. But how can we be happy about roasting your fellow man like they're nothing but more wiener? I guess that's just the way war is. When it comes down to you or the enemy, you just ain't got no choice. Look, just ahead, a few more yards, and we'll have reached our goal. Keep that flame squirting, Harrison, and we'll burn our way right up to the Tojo's front door. Just take a look, will you? Just ahead. The castle. Yeehaw, the lousy deal's over for us. We've held up our end of the bargain. You can say that again. Little Bear, our job is finished. Whew, and somehow we have all managed to live through it. Crack. Uh-oh, what's that? Uh-oh, what's that? Eat some grass, Leathernecks. There's a sniper behind us. You mean there was a sniper behind us? I caught the glint of a sun off of his rifle just after he fired that first shot. Oh, nice going, little bear. Seems like you Indians have managed to keep some of your forefeathers sharp reflexes. Now, let's hope the first shot didn't get anyone. How about it? Anyone hit? Not me, Captain. I guess they knew how mad you'd get if anything happened to your number one aide. More likely they were shooting at somebody important instead of a flunky like you. Anyway, I'm in good shape too. So he didn't hit me. After all, who would want to curse all of the Z-World's women upon him? I doubt if anybody worried too much about it, Romeo, except the broads you imagine idolize you in your dreams. Well, it looks like none of us has lost his sense of humor, but then I guess it takes more than a nip bullet to quell a man's desire to be happy. Oh, he's down. Baker, he's hit. He must have been in a stack of shock, didn't even know he was hit. Hurry, maybe he ain't hurt bad. Lee, speak up, buddy. Where'd they get you at? It's no use, he's gone. Took a bullet right in the back and the head. The poor guy probably never knew what hit him. Hey, you blasted panty waste, stow it. Looks like one of them took some lead, and judging from the looks on their faces, I'd say he won't be getting up again. No, it's just like when Junior Juniper got it. Yeah, the poor slobs. I guess we know about how they feel. Well, let's go see if we can't help him somehow. Yeah, after all, we've been through the same thing. No, just stay back here and leave him alone. There comes a time men want to be left by themselves, and this is one of them. They've just been kicked in the teeth, and they ain't going to want nobody to see them till they get fixed up. They'll get over it, just like we did. You just got to learn that when you play war, somebody's eventually going to get hurt. Meanwhile, we got us a job to do. We got to bust into that castle and rescue us a prisoner. So let's leave the morning to them. Their job's finished and ours is ahead of us. To be concluded in Sergeant Fury number 64. All right, X-ray specs, can't beat that. The Sound of Savage. All righty, well that was Captain Savage and his Battlefield Raiders, guest starring Sergeant Fury, Death of a Leatherhead. Leatherneck, number 11. This book was only 12 cents back in 1969. Now don't forget, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought about it, okay? And as Papa, Captain Savage, and Sergeant Fury always say...
That was easy.
Until next time, Papa is out.